We're feeling good right now. Mm-hmm. Well, well, we on YouTube Live, y'all. Feeling good right now. Well, all right, RSG ONE MIC. Somebody just got paid, and it wasn't even Friday. They got, you know, in this NFL world, you get in this new day NFL, you get paid in midweek. They got the midweek checks going on. The rest of us got to look for that Friday check. They give out these big midweek checks. So we're gonna talk about that today here on RSG. You know, ONE MIC. You know, but we're gonna get into it. Before we get into it, I gotta bring my guys into the building. We already warmed up. Our pregame warm up. We was stretching. We was already in the locker room talking. So I know we ready to go. All right, let me bring my boy in, the youngin. You know, he wearing the Arizona Wildcats on there. He trying to feel it. I guess he knew they basketball team gonna be on probation. You know, Sean Miller was. I'm telling you, man, I saw Molly dead man walking, but he got something else going on. It's like, wow, you know, he waited like 3 or 4. How long ago was that? Now they trying to figure out something in that case. But you still repping. That's all right. What's up? How you doing, youngin?
Hey man, Lou Olson is rolling over his grave.
I know, man. Lou built something and they crumbling it.
Man, I'm good though. So it's all good.
Okay.
Like I always say, I can't complain. There's another day above ground.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I got that first dose of the vaccine. I'm feeling like, thank you, Lord. I'm feeling like I got to this point. You know, like I told C Hamp, I'm like I'm keeping the door open for him. You know, we're coming from that community where we need to make sure we get through the door. You know, we need to look out. They said, what do you hear? I'm like, I got these underlying issues. That's what I said. I said, I'm a candidate for early stuff. So I was okay with it. So I feel good. I feel like I'm one step closer to at least having a little bit of armor on me, but I'm still gonna keep that mask and that physical distance.
You do,
my
yeah,
boy Hamp always says. How you doing, Hamp, man?
Again, like I'm like Darnell, I'm doing well, safe and healthy. That's the bottom line. Yeah, so you know, just thankful. A lot of people, like I said, suffering right now, but
yeah,
I'm just thankful, man. Like I said, I'm thankful for the little things. You know what I'm saying? That's the main thing.
That's right. That's right.
And great we can chop it up with y'all. So this look forward to this every week, man. So, yeah. So
we usually have a fourth guy in there, Hank, and you know he off doing something. You know he off to see the Wizards. So we'll catch him when next time around when he come back in here. So we'll keep it moving, and I know he'll come back into it and check it out. So we're gonna get into the open mic. Right now, I just wanted to kind of open up a little bit to like just get a feeling from, you know, in your world of sports. I know you guys, I mean, in our Testament group, y'all hitting all kinds of issues on here. So I felt like, you know, the stuff that y'all got on your mind about the world of sports. And so I just wanted to give y'all a chance, the things that are just you've been paying attention to, you know, and let you kind of just freestyle a little bit. We can go back a little bit before we get into some of this other stuff. So, you know, Hammer, what's been on your mind in the world of sports as you just been looking like what are things that have been at the forefront? I already know how you feel about that the NBA All-Star weekend. It's over. We're gonna talk about that. But what else has been on your mind?
Just the fact this quarterback smorgasbord, as well as just the impending cuts in NFL. I really have to think about NFL all day, really. So
yeah,
that news damper. I thought it would you know happen later, but the bottom line is seeing all these quarterbacks who might move and seeing all the rumors about who might shuffle, and then all these cuts that are coming down. It's going to be massive cuts, even though I think it's going to be lessened because, you know, Schefter broke it down that the DAC deal does signal that they got the TV deals going to get done. So I think the cap's not going to be as bad as they thought, but it ain't going to be as good either. You know, Trent Brown has got traded. I mean, it's going to be a crazy off season and people getting cut left and right. It's going to be, you know, we have coaches talking about it's going to be a massacre, and you know, it's going to be a massacre. I mean, because a lot of cats have non-guaranteed money and they're going to start cutting. You know, get that cap, and you got people who, like the Eagles, who, you know, they paid the piper and got a title, and then you got to pay it up now. So, you know, they like $30 million over the cap. So,
but what cutting. Your Bears gonna do, man? Like they.
I really don't know. Well, I mean, the rumor, obviously, I followed. I mean, they're talking about Russell, but I just don't see it, man. I mean, why would Russell leave? I mean, if the problem is your offensive line, why would you leave Seattle to go to Chicago. We got two raggedy Notre Dame free agents on our offensive line, and then they let Bobby Massey go.
He didn't just say ragged. He said Notre Dame. He made a point to say something about Notre Dame.
Yeah. I mean, these are guys who are Notre Dame cats who couldn't even get drafted. I mean, they're ragged.
Hey, wait a minute. Let me.
Isn't Notre Dame Chicago's other university?
And that Notre Dame broadcast company network, and they can't get drafted. Mustard for, I mean, no. So they're talking about what that's fool's gold. I mean, I wish we had someone broke it down. We've had the second best defense in the Matt Nagy debacle era. We've had the second best defense in 3 years. All we need is we don't need a superstar. We just need like a David Carr. That's all we need. We need
y'all need y'all Trent Dilfer. Y'all need y'all Trent Dilfer.
Jimmy G would be nice. But we don't need Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson. I'm sorry, because the bottom line is the prices. I mean, I was doing a show. They talking about 8 picks now because it's gonna be a bidding war. It's gonna be crazy, and all of them are stupid because he's going to Miami. He's got no trade clause. He's going to Miami. Trust me, because Miami got the best assets, and he wants to be there. And the fact that they've seen him with cats in Miami, he's going to Miami. So all of them are suckers right now. They're suckers, and they're not going to. So, and then the thing with Russell, I think Russell wants to be in Chicago for a business and entertainment standpoint with Sierra and stuff. But again, we're capped out. We're not gonna be able to get the offensive line help we need. You don't bring no rookies on the line. I mean, you got maybe some cats like Incognito they might bring in, or something like that. Jerome Armstrong got cut. I mean, there's people. The one thing about it, there's gonna be a lot of people on the cheap you'll be able to get because of the cap, but still, you know football, man, and Darnell definitely knows the line. You gotta have cohesiveness as far as that offensive line goes. You can't have cats just coming in, off the street and then you're gonna get a unit together. I mean, you have to have fluidity and continuity as far as offensive line. So I don't want, and Russell's my favorite player, real talk. So I don't want to see Russell end up like Dak Prescott last year, behind that line, and end up with his leg bending the wrong way. Like a cartoon character.
So we'll see what's happening in Chicago over at Darnell.
Well, Chicago, Pace and Renee will be gone in 2020. Like I said, Black Monday 2022. We're gonna crack. I don't even drink. I'm gonna pop some champagne when they finally get that rid of the air. I ain't gonna drink it, but I'm gonna pop it. I'm gonna pop it on social media and be like, bye-bye, Brian and Matt. Bye-bye. See you later.
So we're on the countdown. We might have to get a countdown ticker.
We need a countdown ticker for them, yeah.
For all of our shows. All right, Darnell, what's going on in your world?
All right, so first of all, I just gotta say Notre Dame. I know we just slandered Notre Dame, but we gotta say Notre Dame puts out some great offensive linemen. You got Quentin Nelson, the best guard in the game. They got the other best guard in the game.
I know football. You have some.
They got Ronnie Stanley.
I know I do. I don't know like you, but I know the game. But bottom line, I'm talking about the Bears ones. I ain't talking about the other
no, ones. You said raggedy Notre Dame linemen.
I said we had the raggedy Notre Dame.
Why you gotta throw Notre Dame in there though?
Because they're from Notre Dame. They couldn't even get drafted.
I'm going to be from the East right now.
That's an example of
I'm just going to eat a little bit.
Because we didn't get Quentin Nelson. We didn't get McClinchy. We got Brad Mustipher. So I'm not putting down Dame. I mean, I grew up Dame was my favorite squad growing up. I love some Lou Holtz. I don't like him now. I love some Lou Holtz and Chris Zorich and Rajiv Ishmael. That was my team. Ricky Waters. But
so we
all right. So I got to get to my.
So get to your sport. Get to my. You don't clear something up. Go on, young. See.
All right. I've been watching some tape, and I got to make some adjustments to my to my big board, man.
Okay.
I've been watching crazy enough to speak because I've been watching some Kentucky, and Kelvin Joseph is rising fast. The cornerback out of Kentucky. He's been playing very well. He's a transfer from LSU. Transferring to LSU. He transferred from LSU to Kentucky. Also, the linebacker Jamin Davis. He's going to be a solid day 2 pick. He's a very good linebacker. As well as Missouri got a safety as well, Tyree Gillespie. Another baller. Like you watching some Devontae Smith tape, you watch of their game against Alabama, you looking for Devontae Smith, you're looking for Najee Harris, and you see, dang, who's that safety on Missouri? He's one of those guys, he pops off the screen. So he has to be in there. Who else am I looking at? Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore, the receiver from Ole Miss, is quickly becoming one of my favorite receivers. Just because I'm saying he's one of my favorite receivers doesn't mean I'm saying he's a first round, early first round pick, because receiver this year is a very deep. It's a deep position. It's stacked. You got Devontae Smith, you got Jamar Chase, you got Rondell Moore, you got Rashad Bateman, you got who else? You got guys everywhere. You got Terrace Marshall. You got guys all over the place. Amari Rogers, Shai Smith. You got talent everywhere.
The Bears tag Allen Robinson. Don't make no sense, but that's another story.
Hey, he's getting the Detroit guys getting paid. I'm happy.
Yeah, and Kenny Galladay doesn't get franchised.
I ran into Kenny Galladay. There was another guy I ran into when I was in Miami a couple weeks ago. He had the all blue. Man, his car was nice. It was all blue. He was repping the Lions down there. I was like, okay.
Well,
I guess he's gonna get paid too.
Now you can.
We're gonna have to get you a big board up. We're gonna have another show coming up.
I thought we were gonna have a dueling big board though. I thought we were gonna have a dueling thing.
You're
laughing. You talk about I can't hold my own. I'm not you. Like I said, I know my opportunity. I hold my own, bro.
Hey, my only problem with you is you don't always keep it consistent. You say, oh, the draft is not about polish, it's about potential, right? And then you say, okay, Patrick Surtain is CB1.
He got potential and polish.
That's the
potential. He got both.
That's the exact opposite of what you said.
He got both.
He
got both. You telling me he's not one of the most talented, physically gifted? He got both.
I disagree.
Well,
I know you're a
JC Horn fanatic.
But he reminds me.
You're JC Horn fanatic. I saw some. He's got good tape. I like JC. He reminds.
Patrick Surtain reminds me of a taller Jeff Okudah. I saw a lot of the same stuff from Okudah last year that I'm seeing from Surtain now. He's a very polished cornerback. He doesn't have the long speed to stay with some of the faster guys.
Yeah, Alon warned me about that, but he warned about in the championship game, but he held his own. He thought he would get torched. And I was like, nah, bro.
Who said that?
It's Alum. I won't mention his name, but Alum.
I was gonna say,
it's not Alum. It's not Alum, excuse me. It's a guy who is from Alabama. I said knows one of my friends. You probably know this guy. He was a D-back at lacrosse. Lives in Arizona right now. He knows his daughter is married to one of the the Kajua, what's his name? The lineman. You know what I'm talking about?
A lot of people was thinking that because of Surtain, he struggled against LSU last year, of course, but everybody struggled against LSU. It's just like what you were saying last year about AJ Terrell. We saw the championship game. You was like, man, AJ Terrell can't play, but nah, Jamar Chase did that to everybody.
Oh yeah, Jamar Chase is a baller, yeah. So.
Yeah, but Surtain struggled against him, but he also struggled against Florida. I mean, he had he did. He definitely redeemed himself in both of the playoff games. Surtain, just because I'm saying Surtain is not my CB1 doesn't mean I think he's a bust. I don't think he's a bad player. I do like him in the right situation.
It's a draft. So I'll give you that. The JC Horn might be the best cornerback. I just don't see it right now. But I'm not saying JC Horn is. I'm just saying that I like Surtain as far as the physical talent and the polish. So yeah. So
I like Surtain in the right position.
Like you should be a lawyer, man. Or a politician, you conflate my words all the time. You take one thing and conflate it.
So it sounds like we're gonna have two big boards. Okay, you've convinced me, Hammer. I'm gonna create space for you to put your board up so y'all can have y'all debate. We're gonna change this.
The black Mache and the black Kuiper,
Yeah, I say the same thing about Okudah last year. Like Okudah, if he was in the right situation, he would be looked at a lot differently. Detroit was saying, okay, we got single high and your very first game, you're gonna follow freaking Devontae Adams around. It was a recipe for disaster. He don't got that kind of speed.
No, that was criminal. That's Matt Patricia's.
I mean, he had
criminal coaching right there.
He had to guard Devontae. He was coming off a hamstring injury. He had to guard Devontae Smith and DeAndre Hopkins back-to-back weeks. I mean, he set him up. He set up for failure.
You mean Devontae Adams?
I said Devontae Smith. DeAndre Hopkins and Devontae Adams.
Yeah. No, they again. It was criminal what Patricia did, and thank goodness the Ford family ended that. He was stealing money. It was theft by fraud by Mr. Patricia, and so they got rid of him.
What kind of legal terms?
Yeah, theft by fraud. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, theft by fraud. He's the type of cat. They shouldn't even pay his contract. They should be for cause like Les Miles, because it was theft by fraud. There's no way he should not have his rest of his contract. I mean, I know he's getting paid it, but I mean, it's theft by fraud by Patricia all day. You're right. He put that young man in a bad situation. It might ruin his career. It's a sad thing about it. You you lose your confidence. That's everything.
It's everything.
And Matt Patricia put him in a bad situation because again, Matt Patricia is a criminal coach. He's theft by fraud.
All right. So we're not gonna get occupied by Matt Patricia because we all know how he feels. So we're gonna go to this NBA, otherwise known by Hampton as the spreader. NBA All-Star Weekend. But I tell you this, I enjoyed it. It was made for TV. The 3-point contest with Steph hitting the final shot to win the contest. The skills competition with the bigs beating the littles was good. The slam dunk competition could have been better I actually enjoyed it, but the way they treated my guy on that first dunk was criminal. It threw his confidence off big time. I'm like, what are y'all doing over there? Giving him an 8 for that? So, I mean, there's a hater. I mean, we put all the big dunkers in there. It's almost like the haterade came out early, but the kiss the rim dunk, I love. And then,
actually kissed it.
Huh? But he gave you the effect. I give him that. Now, if he would have tried to kiss it, we've been talking about the dinner work he got to get done today. But I like the creativity. Then he looked up and kissed it, and blew a kiss at the rim. Showmanship, I give him something. Now, my biggest thing is with Toppin is Toppin should have paid tribute to Kenny Skywalker because he got the Skywalker build. He should have done the Skywalker, when he did the 360 and came back like this or whatever. He should have done a vintage Skywalker dunk because he got that build. Somebody should have been in his ear. I was like, I wish I would have got his number when I was out at Maui. I could have just texted him like, do the Skywalker or something like that. So, but the game, I enjoyed the game. It was high score, but it was entertaining. When Steph caught the oop, and then from CP3 caught the oop from Steph. Dame was on time. It was a body bag on the, LeBron stacked the squads. Giannis was 16 for 16. It was a beatdown in other ways, but I enjoyed it for what it was. So that's just my overall kind of thought about it. But let me go over here to you, youngin, and say, what say you about the NBA All-Star Week?
So first of all, I didn't watch it.
So that says it all. So we'll move on to Hammer.
I watched the highlights later, but I was training my guys.
I watched it, but like I said, I just can't stand. I mean, let's call it what it is. It's an All-Star exhibition. It's not a game. So
that's what it's supposed to be. I mean,
they should call it that.
You play for quarters.
They should call it that. Then they should call it.
They've had competitive games. This one was.
Dude, you talk about 100
different if Durant would have been able to play.
You have me on here because I'm old school.
Yeah.
Dang basketball, man. 100 points a half. I mean, come on. These
guys, but it's been like that since Isaiah and those guys played. What makes this one different than when Zeke ought to play?
It's a defense. They were social distancing on the defensive side of the ball. That's what they were doing.
But what makes it different than any other? But some of that stuff was
not 100.
How you gonna cover Dave? You gonna cover Dave from 3-quarter court?
But that weren't all the shots, though.
Steph shooting from the.
You let a guy go 16-16? Come on.
Well, he was hitting up but layups and dunks. You ain't getting under there.
I know that, but again,
are you gonna get in his way? When he
Yeah, I would put him on. I mean, if it's a real game, put him on his butt.
but when he banked it off the glass, what was you saying? He hot. He banked it off the glass, man.
Exhibition.
You and I both stopped when he did that. Like, what is going on? He didn't even.
There's again the modern day NBA fan just doesn't have understanding and appreciation for the NBA game, how it was, how we saw it growing up as youngsters in the evolution from the 70s where it was a hot mess to the 80s where it came up to the 90s to Kobe. They don't see it. This game right now is just they're not as skilled defensively.
Not as skilled.
Wait a minute,
got
I gotta stop you.
Two bigs. You got both the bigs dribbling and hitting threes and beating guards.
I said defensively,
skilled, man.
You're not listening to me. Offensively, yeah, tremendous. I'm talking about defensively.
I think it's harder to guard them because they're so skilled.
So if you can do all that stuff. If you do all that stuff offensively, you can do it defensively. They're just not doing it because
are you saying it because they scored so many points in the All-Star game? They scored a lot of
playing. Because I think
when Jordan were playing, they scored 150 points, didn't they?
They're not in a half, 100 and a half.
But I'm saying they scored a lot of points and went back in there. This ain't the
score 80 and
they ran points 100. Up on.
Wait a minute.
Come on, man.
I gotta step in here.
Step in, man. Give me something.
We got to schedule this. We got to go back and watch a game from the early 1980s and just show the difference in defenses from now to back then. You can't say players back then were more skilled defensively. That's just not true.
Defensively, they were playing better defensively.
Not true.
They
were not.
And also the fact that they had the Eastern and Western Conference, not these pick games and stuff. I can't stand that either. It just like I said, I just don't like it at all. Man. Even the modern day, like see the NBA games right now, like I saw MB just rip up the Bulls. Like, I mean, put a body on it.
Wait a minute. How many of those games did Kareem have? Who was stopping Kareem back in the day?
Well, again,
Kareem
was a beast. Kareem was doing the sky hook. I mean,
hold up.
Embiid was just
abusing. I mean, Joel Embiid has a more diverse bag than Kareem.
Yes.
Yeah.
He just did a step back three to put it in overtime in that game. Like, what you gonna do with a 7-footer who is Euro stepping on you? Step back fadeaway. Like, come on now. Embiid is a tough cover, dog.
Put him on there behind, but you can't do that now, because they're all
he would have been okay with that. Embiid in his bag is a tough cover, dog, on anybody. Come on, man. Even Shaq and him are like, oh, he in his bag.
Again, like I said, the defense I saw Wendell Carter Jr. was embarrassing. It was a lack of effort. It was a lack of hustle. Like he had given.
You can't judge the league on your Chicago Bulls.
It was Olay.
Your Chicago puppies. Like they growing and figuring out how to win. They gonna get beat down by a lot of teams.
I like the Bulls, except for I want to play better defense, but I like the Bulls right now. I mean, I like them.
Embiid went up against Utah and put them in the rim.
Yeah.
I mean, and they play tough. They play old school D, and they still couldn't do nothing with him.
And they got an old school big center.
And an old school big center, and he was
player of the year.
And what Embiid did, his mentor Shaq, he said, when you see that guy, put him in the body bag.
Put him in the rim.
Body bag. Yeah. Embiid right now, that's Doc right there. That's Doc in his ear. Doc in his ear, like he is his hype man. Doc has got that cat playing every night. I'm watching basketball today. I think we got great talent, great stuff. I love the 80s and 90s too. But I'm not going to judge it. I love watching these guys. I think,
and in addition to Doc, yep.
And they're really good guys. They got a good balance. They got a good way. They compete against each other. Would I like to have them, let them get a little more physical and stuff? You and I think we're on the same team on that. But I think the league, and even the old cats are like, the league is being represented by some really good guys who play hard every night. Yeah. They trying to get it done, and they just ultra athletic. Like Giannis is a freak. I ain't trying to go. You talking about go challenge that? A lot of cats ain't trying to. They not trying to get bodied up. They ain't trying to get by. You saw what Edwards did. That's why cats don't jump. And he,
Again, like I said, I saw the
Because
Robins
anybody.
of the world. I saw just guys that play great defense. So I just don't see that now in the game where, like Dennis Rodman now.
That's-
Ben
that's a
Simmons.
lie.
Ben
Have you
Simmons
seen
is
Ben
playing
Simmons?
D. Ben
Have
Simmons
you
is
seen Luke
incredible.
Yeah, Ben
Have you
is
watched
playing
Luke
Come on,
D,
man.
but that's one of the very
DeJounte
few,
Murray?
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You can name, you count on your hand, bro.
I can
I
count
count
on
all of them that don't play D, but I say I just don't like the lack
Look,
of balance. It's like
you and I
basically
know
like,
Reggie Theus didn't play no defense.
that's true,
He
but
ain't play no defense.
but Sidney Moncrief did. So I mean, like I said again,
But
there's just a
You
different
got to have
view
like
of
that all over.
Right.
again, like I'm telling you, the team I couldn't stand in the 80s was the Denver Nuggets because they couldn't play defense. All they did was
But I
whistle,
love Fat Lever. I love Fat Lever.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
love
Fat
Alex
was
English. They was a fun team to watch.
well, I mean,
You know that. We love Fat.
I would see their
We
box
love it.
scores. I would see their box scores. I would just shake their head. Just pre-game, I would shake their head like, how you get 150 points in an NBA basketball game? I'm like, ain't no way. We used to play gritty defense in Chicago. Even the bad teams would try to get it because that's all they had because they knew they can outscore nobody.
Mhm.
They were terrible. So even with Mike early days, they were bad. But they would play
So
defense.
we got you right. You the guy. You saying get off my line, youngins. I'm cool with that. But listen, some player movement. We got some player movement. Blake, they bought him out. Blake is over there with them Nets, and there's rumors that Drummond.
He going to Lakers.
So he could be going to Lakers.
He going to Lakers.
Then going to Lakers. He might go to the Nets. But
He
even
going to Lakers. He ain't going
Blake,
to Nets.
with Blake as a role player going to the Nets, what you think? What's going on? Everybody trying to say they got the lock. I'm not sure.
No, Blake, I mean, you talk about a guy who was averaging 12 points with one of the worst teams in the league. So I don't think Blake's going to be like Jack Haley.
But the problem with that is
That's what
Detroit
he's going to be doing.
guard. They had no other offense. I mean, Blake was the attention getter.
I mean, that is true.
He's going to be able to get what he can get.
But he's a shell. I mean, he's a shell of himself. Let's be real. He's been battered, brittle. And the one thing that's smart that Lawrence Frank did the smartest thing by signing the contract and then peddling him. That was one of I remember that deal. I was like, that's gangster. Y'all got him to sign a lounge deal and y'all sent him to Detroit. I'm like that. And you know he gonna report. He ain't gonna be like, I'm not reporting. He gonna report when you getting $5 million a year. But yeah, play like I said, they're talking about he gonna play some small ball. They need a traditional big to win. They need a guy like Robin Lopez. They don't need Blake's a nice like little toy that they have, but Blake is a shell of himself, man. I mean, there's a reason why he got bought out, man. I mean, people didn't want Blake. So he's 31 years old, which is stunning. I mean, I saw him play summer league his rookie year. I never forget. He got punked in. He got JaVale McGee took him out in Las Vegas. Took him out to Thomas Mack, took him out. I was like, he ain't Pam. Shoot, he ain't Pam. And, he took him out, man. I was like, he ain't Pam, man. He might Pam might be his mama. He ain't Pam. He took out Blake. I was like, dang. We were up there looking like, and that was just a crazy summer league. They had Robert Tractor Trailer came out of prison, was like 300 pounds. And Wesley Matthews played. And then Johnny Flynn remember him? He was the MVP of the league. They thought he was going to be the next Isaiah Thomas. Right. So, yeah. But, no, Blake, like I said before, I don't see Blake.
All right. Well, let me see what young. You see Blake going. What's your opinion of what's happening over there in Brooklyn, young guy?
Blake's not what they need.
Preach,
the only thing Blake gives you if you're Brooklyn is really on the offensive end, but because he can handle the ball, he can pass the ball, he just gives you another outlet to run the offense through. But they need a rim protector, and he's not a rim protector, especially not at this stage. Like even in his prime, he was the guy. Okay, he jumps really high, but it seems like he jumps high on offense. But when it's time to like protect the rim, you don't really see him getting up there and blocking shots. But
yeah, but I don't think they care. They just know they gotta get one or two stops, and if they get really up on you, then what they do is they put pressure on you to have to score. So I don't know if they're as concerned about rim protection as
They're concerned. They miss.
More efficient on offense. We'll put so much pressure on you.
They would love a Jackson Hayes right now. I mean,
they would love it, but I don't think they need it because the thing about it is you got to score because you know they're gonna score.
They're gonna score, so that's not.
Yeah, so it's like if you miss 3 shots, you could find yourself down 15. I think that's their stretch. And that's what they've been doing against these top teams.
But again,
going on a 15-1 run.
One edge. I'm like Darnell. One edge with the rim protector in the playoffs. They're not gonna win a chip. So they don't get a rim protector. But they also got. Sean Marks will get a rim protector. Trust me.
Yeah, he might get one. But I think if they go small ball, your rim protector, your rim protector's got to be guarding Blake out on the wing. He out in space. Like I'm getting your rim protector.
Yeah, I don't think people.
The only person that's not going to work against in the lateral movement is Anthony Davis if he come back healthy.
That's what I'm saying. If they the Lakers and they got Anthony Davis and LeBron, we need somebody to protect the rim.
Yeah, but LeBron them got to work on the other end. Like they ain't enough guns. I think they believe they got more guns.
But you saying we're putting Blake Griffin out on the 3-point line? If I'm playing against the Brooklyn Nets, I'm not guarding Blake Griffin at 3-point line.
No, but I'm saying it. But if you're a rim protector, not necessarily a scorer. If you're Theus or one of those guys, you got to come out here and guard. I'm gonna push you. I'm gonna.
No, I don't.
I don't think Blake is knocking down threes.
I'm gonna treat him like Tony Allen. I'm a live.
What's their record against the top teams? What's the record with top teams without Blake? What's their record against the top teams without Blake? They beat them all.
Hey, whoever's guarding Blake is the help man if you put him at the 3-point line. That's all.
Yeah, but they believe they're gonna put enough pressure on your offense. They're not worried about defense. I'm telling you, they know they're gonna make 5 stops.
That's Mike D'Antoni right there.
But I'm not saying that. I'm saying that with KD and them, they're gonna play enough good defense to make 5 stops. That's what they think. I'm not telling you it's gonna work, but I think that
you make 10 and rim protector do that.
Yeah, but you don't have to rim protect to play good defense. You don't. You got to do fallacy. You just have to be able to. You got to be rotation. You got to talk. You got to box out. You don't necessarily have to rim protect. That's overhyped. You don't. All you have to do. You have to be able to play good team defense. That's what you got to be able to do. That means. That's a fallacy.
Hey,
that proves out.
When it's the playoffs and the game.
Tell me the data that tells you have to do that.
Wait, when it's the
Tell me the data you have to do that. There's no evidence to support that.
Hey, Devon.
What supports it is good team defense. It doesn't mean you always have to rim protect. That's a fallacy.
Devon, when we're in the playoffs and the game slows down and I have LeBron at the top, I'm spreading everybody out. It's just LeBron and AD. I'm setting the screen. He's gonna roll. I'm throwing the oop. If you down there and Blake is switching on the
I just got to get in your way, or I got to take a charge. You're not going to always block that.
They ain't taking no charges now. Bro.
How many times are you going to block? How many times are you going to block AD shot? How many times are you going to block AD shot? It's about position. Take a charge. You're not going to block AD shot.
We ain't talking about.
You got to get and take up space.
I haven't seen
that's rotation. It's about rotation. You're not going
to their defense is giving up is hoping the other guy get back.
It's about rotation. If you're on the weak side, no, you got to be there. You're not going to block AD shot. You got to get there, take that charge. You're not going to block it. How many times AD shot get blocked? Shot get blocked. It doesn't. So I'm like, all y'all talking about rim protection. No, you got to get out there. You got to take that charge and change direction. You ain't gonna be able to block that shot.
Ain't no charges, man.
It's like
too pretty, man. They
watch them when they play Utah. Utah got the best. Utah got probably the best rim protector of all, right?
They do.
Utah got the best rim protector of all, right?
Don't sleep on Utah, man. I think Utah did.
It ain't gonna matter. He gonna get foul trouble.
You don't know.
Watch.
You don't know.
I'm telling y'all, good team defense.
You don't know, man. We'll see. All
right, y'all. I love y'all. I don't get into it much with y'all, but I love y'all still. Let's get into the main topic of the evening. So we gonna move over to the bag. We get into the cipher. And all that talk, we was watching. It finally came down. Dak rolled out. It must have been like, your guy got off the boat. He was on the boat all through the whole. He must have got his vaccine shots and was ready to go. I don't know if it was Moderna or if it was
It was Pfizer. It was Pfizer.
Pfizer, whatever it might have been. Something was happening down there in Dallas. Everybody started
something we don't know about. Some the rich folks got.
Some stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like my boy PJ said, they was operating on a different level. Some of the rich folks out there was operating on a different level. So they got to the moment where they're like the moment of truth. And that boy Dak walked away with that bag. What were your thoughts? We go with you, Darnell. There's been a lot of chatter about, about whether or not you should sign Dak or not, or what it means for building a team. I know you look at these things all the time, but I don't think it's even a debate who won it. Dak won. If there is a winning part about it, Dak got what he's supposed to get. But what do you think this means for Cowboys moving forward, given that raggedy division they in?
Hey, my first thought was trust the process. My guy got paid, man. He bet on himself, and just when we thought it turned out for the worst, it turned out for the best. It's like, hey, history is always going to repeat itself. Jerry Jones showed himself when they sat Emmitt Smith, when Emmitt Smith held out.
And they lost.
Their team went down. It was like, oh man, we need him.
Yep.
That's what got him paid. And that's the same thing that happened with Dak. Dak didn't sit out. He had to sit out because he got injured. And when he got injured, that just showed them.
I ain't gonna say that. They only lost two less games. They only lost two less games than they did the year before. So I can't say it's a. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
They stopped scoring points.
They were
scoring 3 and 10.
Darnell, they were 8-8. They were 8-8 in 2019. They were 6-10. And
you got to look inside. You got to look inside.
Don't tell me $160 million is worth 2 games.
You got to look.
I think I overpaid, but I'm happy for the brother. I'm like I said, I'm happy for brothers getting black. We as black men been misused so much to give us our money. So I got no problem.
There was like,
brother, but I ain't saying
like 38, 40 points a game with them. And then without them, they scoring 10 points a game. I mean, they got to.
Yeah. The problem was not Dak. The problem was the defense.
Oh, yeah, the problem is the defense.
And also, Dak had to get Amari Cooper to get in a couple years ago. So I don't think he's worth the money, but I'm happy for him. We said, as black men, we can get, again, we ain't getting reparations, but Dak got his reparations. He got his money. And I'm happy for him. Shreveport, Louisiana, God bless. He need to get some contributions to Shreveport. I know he's struggling down there, but again, there's no way you're gonna tell me he's worth $160 million. It was a great move for them as far as
the next guy is the guy that's always gonna get paid. Matthew Stafford.
Well, again, it doesn't have to be that way though. Again, Jerry. The problem with Jerry Jones is like it's been 25 years of tomfoolery. I mean, ever since Switzer's been gone. I mean, they've tried it with Stephen Jones. Stephen Jones, I mean, again, just because his daddy's the owner, he ain't no GM. So bottom line is that it's been 25 years of tomfoolery, man. I feel bad for the fans because he ain't getting a chip. Dak ain't getting a chip. Trust me, Dak is not getting, because the bottom line, like you said, the things Link you talked about, they have to get rid of Zeke. Now again, they have the backup, the brother. They got CeeDee Lamb, so they're ready. They can get rid of those pieces and do well. But the bottom line is they need to improve their defense. And so I would have gone a cheaper route. I would have franchise before. I would have traded them, and then I would have gotten some more pieces. That's what I would have done.
Yeah, I think defensively, it's not as much pieces. It's just I think they just have a bad scheme. They got some players.
They got both, dude. They got both.
I think they just have a bad scheme. And I think defensively, if you get the right defensive coordinator, there's some things you can do through the draft. There's things you can do through free agency. Some players are going to be dropped. But I always looked at them like they just play a terrible scheme. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how you done. It just looks like they don't utilize the players they got in the right way. And it just looks like something was missing when they changed coordinator. These guys weren't put in position to play well.
I would say hindsight is 2020 looking at the players on defense, because going into last season, they signed Gerald McCoy. They re-signed DeMarcus Lawrence. They signed Everson Griffin. So you would think the front line is going to be set.
You thought that?
Now you go back to the linebackers. Now you thought that.
The linebackers, when they have problems, they don't stay healthy.
With a guy that was in the drug program, even though had another
you
guy.
You said DeMarcus Lawrence, who had an 88 PFF
Marcus is a
grade.
great player, but
He's a-
I mean, he's a great player, but the biggest ability is availability. I just don't trust that brother. Now, obviously,
But he played. They
only
played. The guys played. The linebackers
I'm
were.
saying the second.
Darnell, talk about the linebackers.
Yeah, I didn't finish what I was saying. I said going into last season, you thought, okay, we got the D line accounted for. Now we go to linebackers. We have a young linebacker and Jalen Smith, another young linebacker and Leighton Vander Esch, and you have the old veteran and Sean Lee that's going to kind of rally the. He's the guy that rallies
gets healthy, man.
He's the on-field coach, but he can't stay healthy. But then you still have
you let your best corner. You let your best corner go. That was stupid. You let the best corner go to Miami. That was dumb.
Yeah, because they were saving up because they knew we had to pay that.
They should have paid that 2 years ago, dummies. That's what they should have done.
Hey,
but they had a lot more money. That's the problem with Jerry.
Let's get this linebacker thing. Hit me on this linebacker thing. You get the point.
They still drafted Trayvon Diggs. Yeah. He was supposed to be the replacement to Byron Jones. He played okay, but you got as a rookie corner, the cornerback is one of those positions that it's usually not a
I think Trayvon will be a good player. So I think Trayvon will be a good. And also, Trayvon
takes a little while for them to play to their potential.
Yeah.
So I mean, you pointed out this is what I was talking about. The players they have wasn't where they were ranked defensively. I think their scheme was terrible, and you could tell.
No one was terrible.
Yeah. So part of it is, a lot of times when I look at this stuff, when I look at teams, there's some personnel stuff that has to be upgraded. But I first look at what are you playing a scheme that worked for the guys you got?
No. That's why
when I look at it, I'm saying you're not playing a scheme that worked for the guys you got. Then let's get somebody who understands that, right? Yeah. So then we can maximize, and then we can still try to upgrade. And so I never thought especially in the division they were in, that defense should have played better against them. Even if they lost games outside, they should have been playing better against those teams.
Mike Nolan's incompetent.
Stuff like that.
That was
defensively.
McCarthy's boy, and McCarthy was his OC in San Fran. So he's like, I'm gonna give my guy solid, but again, NFL is not for long. So Mike was awful. He had to sit Mike down, and be like, you're my guy, but hey, I want to get fired too. So you gotta go.
And I think they got some young tight ends they can play. So what I'm saying is, and I'm not a big Cowboy fan. I mean,
not either, man.
I'm out there. Yeah, all that stuff. But what I'm getting back to your thing about the signing, I think getting stability with Dak at quarterback. You're right. If they would have signed him,
stability.
They would have signed him for the $32 million he asked for 2 years ago. They'd be sitting pretty right now. Even with where the cap is right now, they'd be really eating. And
eating well.
You got to retool that offensive line.
Yeah.
And the person to blame is beyond Dak is, to give the money to my man that was hanging out down there in Mexico. He ain't been the same since he came back. I don't know if he drank too much tequila or what's been going on. Yeah. But
he's gonna get cut. He's gonna get cut anyway. So
they're going to have to make some decisions around that. But they got an offense that can score. So now they got to look at this stuff at defense. And you in a division that's everybody's in transition for the most part. Like you got the one place that's kind of stable. Everybody else is in transition. It don't mean they're not going to play well, but they all trying to. Your nearest competition, I'm saying that's stable, might be Washington because they got a great defense. I don't know what they're going to do offensively with the quarterback.
They're going to upgrade on offense.
They're going to upgrade at some point, but it's still a transition period, trying to come in. You might have some
Gibson and McKissick are nice backs in the backfield. It's a nice combination. Yeah. They got McLaurin. They need a quarterback, and I think they'll get one. I think Washington will be an attractive place to play. And they let Smith go, so it's gonna be a attractive place to play. Yeah.
And Dallas is gonna come down to drafting. There's some decent players.
The draft is huge for them.
I think
there's some linebackers out there. There's some.
They need a bridge player. That's what they're not gonna get drafted. They get a bridge player. They need to get a bridge player who can do like you said. You got a great defense.
Dallas?
No.
Well, for Dallas, I'm saying Dallas defensively, they can improve through the draft because there's some players. They can improve through the draft. There's some players there. I mean, I think Dak is going to give him that stability. I'm glad he got his bag. And the only reason he got his bag is because Jerry was being Jerry. If Jerry just reading it, he would have signed I love that Dak betted himself. He got the bag, and I feel good about that. We're gonna keep looking at it. We're gonna keep monitoring it and see what happens.
It was healthy, like I said, but just I'm glad, like I said. I mean, coming off that catastrophic compound fracture, I hope he's all right. So yeah, and they bet 2 offensive line. He up in on a stretcher again, man.
Yeah. And one of the things I'll say, even about Dak, I mean, I had a couple quarterbacks that even when he was at Mississippi State, I'm like, this guy got something. Same thing when I saw Kaepernick play in Nevada. Like, this guy got something in the right system.
Great in Nevada.
Yeah. And Dak was playing against some great teams. He was getting at people. He had he was balling. And so what people I was like, okay, they got them a steal. Just like when Harbaugh got Kaepernick. I'm like, I like Kaepernick in the back. So I think Dak is ready to deliver in ways that can happen. I think people need to watch where he came from and how he played. And as they've started to open his offense up a little bit, and he got a head coach who was really conservative. I mean, they did some things offensively. So we'll see. They don't have an offseason. We'll see what happens with it, but he got his bag.
Well, Dan Mullen's a good QB coach. He gave him good tools, and Dak was underestimated. I give Dak credit. He bet himself. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, in the pandemic, I would have taken 110.
Yeah.
My lie. But again, I'm a different story, I mean, Dak believed himself. I give him credit. 160 million.
And the one thing I'll say about the Cowboys, they ain't afraid to spend no money. I mean, he's crazy as been. Jerry Jones, now you could say there's been years we haven't spent the money well. He hasn't spent it the right way. But when they start getting the linemen, they have some stuff going. Like Jerry gave it, I just think his coaches let him down. He had some players when they had that offensive line, they was running.
Oh, they made some bad decisions.
They didn't have it. Other than the defense was actually playing well. Then I just think the head coach he made some stuff that killed. But it wasn't because Jerry didn't spend the money. And Jerry didn't try to get some folks, whether it was Steven or Jerry, when they started getting the right offensive linemen, starting to build it the right way. I mean, he did it the right way. I think his head coach let him down because they just didn't have the leadership to get over the top. But we'll see what's going to happen here. Like you've been up here with McCarthy. We don't know what's going to happen.
McCarthy's gonna get fired. I can tell you that.
Yeah. There could be some fool's gold on that one.
Well, McCarthy's a dummy. I mean, if you have Aaron Rodgers and you only have one chip as a 6th seed, you're a terrible coach. I mean, let's just break it down. And when I saw that hire, I was just like, Jerry ain't listening to anybody but himself because he's like, I'm gonna bring in a Super Bowl coach. This dude got Super Bowl as a 6th seed because of A-Rod. It wasn't because of him. I mean, they lost Super Bowls because of him. I mean, the debacle with the Seahawks, I'll never forget that. I looked at that, I was like, was somebody to take? I mean, because I'm just like, how did this happen? These are professional men playing like Pee Wee League. And I'm like, really? I was just like stunned. I'm like, they need a federal investigation. FBI need to be up there right now. Something ain't right. These guys are professional players, man. Like, you gonna do, I mean, they fired a bunch of people, obviously Green Bay did, but I'm like, shoot, I'm just like, man, I was just stunned. I was like, wow. I'm a Russell Wilson fan, but I'm like, that looks suspect, bro. I ain't no conspiracy theorist, but I was just like, nah. But McCarthy's a dummy. I hate the fact they should have gotten Lincoln Riley or something. Should have gotten somebody who can coach. McCarthy.
But Jerry not gonna get somebody who gonna be bigger than him. You watch what happened.
I don't think Lincoln would be bigger than him. Ain't nobody gonna
be
bigger
but Jerry got an ego. You see what
nobody gonna be bigger than
Is Jimmy Johnson in the Ring of Honor? Is Jimmy Johnson in the Ring of Honor? It's like, is Jimmy Johnson in the Ring of Honor? Is he?
Yeah, well,
did they put him up there yet, Donnell? Did I miss something?
He ain't up there yet. That was personal because he.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's like part of the curse is you not even doing that. Like that's part of the curse. Is like when you are so petty that you can't put the greatest coach that the Cowboys ever had in the Ring of Honor.
Yeah, well, you ain't gonna do that because you have such swag. You made $1 billion coming out. I mean, Jerry Jones came from nothing and made himself something. So yeah, he's gonna be like, I ain't gonna kiss the ring.
But this is a meritocracy. This is like, but at the end of the day, everybody sees it. Like Like you ain't fool nobody with that one.
Well, eventually they'll stop the mess because Jimmy's a Hall of Fame now, right? So they gonna mention it, but they'll stop.
But that's part of the curse, man. Like
yeah,
that's Jimmy. Jimmy went out to the middle of the ocean. Jimmy went out to the middle of the ocean with that straight. His hair never moved. Jimmy's hair never changes.
I know, and ain't moving now.
And did this. He did this. He messed his hair up, and that was the curse. And he drive his boat back out to the middle of the ocean and redo it. He cursed.
I mean, Jimmy doing well. Jimmy looking good.
But Jimmy put the curse on him.
Stayed in the Florida Keys, did his thing, and then he got his consulting. Probably made $1 million off consulting last year. But still, at the end of the day, your name need to be in the stadium. Until my name, Jimmy put it on. Till my name in the stadium, you will not see any positivity. So he's going to rectify that this year. I didn't see positive anyways because. Like we all
is that what a great franchise do? You don't recognize it. What other franchise would not recognize the caliber of Jimmy Johnson? Do you name any other franchise in the NFL where Jimmy Johnson's name would not have already been?
Every other franchise that has Jerry Jones, arrogant, someone's Jerry Jones. So that's
what I'm saying. So that's why he's struggling. And until he can,
he's struggling because he doesn't have he's not a football guy. I mean,
but that's part of the problem. Because he's not able to admit that is why he's struggling.
Yeah, Jason
you're proving my point. It's because of that's how he is. He's driving his inability to recognize Jimmy's contribution to his success and his
and they fleeced Minnesota. Minnesota should get a couple rings.
But that was Jimmy Johnson too. That was Jimmy winning that.
I agree, but Jerry.
So you should put him up in the ring just for that. And until
he'll be in the ring eventually, man. It's kind of like the
Jimmy went down there and got him a turkey's foot. He went and saw Miss Rudolph. Rudolph out of Richard Pryor's. He went and saw Miss Rudolph. He went and saw Miss Rudolph and put a hex on it. And until you put his name up, it ain't coming back. You heard this on RSG. You know I got these moments. I'm bringing you something right now y'all ain't even thinking about. I'm lifting this up until you do. Right.
Again, you have a good point.
You ain't gonna see you ain't gonna see a lot of day because that's your block.
I also think Stephen Jones is a bad football guy. They got bad football people around.
No, they got some great drafts. Look at the drafts with the linemen and everything. They had great drafts. They had great draft picks. Why haven't they delivered? Why have they had those moments? Because it's hanging over them. Michael Irvin, you need to walk in there. Troy Aikman, you need to walk in there. And you be like, look, we got to start this off.
Yeah, Troy Aikman's at Jackson State, hanging out with Deion.
So, yeah, because Deion, all y'all need to go in there. Yeah,
so, yeah.
You know, everybody trying to be down with the HBCUs. I was watching
Jackson State. Jackson State is an interesting story. That's like,
and when Deion's sons land there next year,
they're gonna be crazy.
Goodness, it's gonna be nothing nice. I mean, and Deion running down. You see that one where they scored a touchdown. Deion was with the receiver. I'm like, Deion look like he's still running 4-4.
Well, he probably do. Deion's in great shape, man. You seen Deion?
He was crashing up. That's what somebody asked.
Deion, I mean, he chub up after the game. I mean, Deion's in shape, man.
Deion doing this thing.
Next man.
Yeah. What'd you say again?
I said Deion. Somebody asked Deion what he runs now. He said, "I run faster than." I said, "I run faster than the next man." He told Ocho Cinco, he said, if you run a 4.6, I'm gonna run a 4.5.
That's real. No, again, I love Deion, man. I think I said he ain't be at Jackson State Law. He'll get a big coaching job.
He should be at Florida State right now.
He might be with the way Norvell's doing. He might be at Florida State real soon, like a couple of years. So yeah,
I tell you, I'm gonna say this, gentlemen. It's been a fun show. We're gonna wrap it up. It's y'all made my day today. It's been a fun show. I hope y'all have fun with it. You know, we kind of we at the surface. We know we're gonna have the big board with both of y'all. That'll be coming soon. We gotta go into the production room. We're working on a couple of deals right now to try to get some support on here. But one of our first projects will be to get both these gentlemen out there laying out their big board. For Darnell, it'll be his second one, and for Hampton, it'll be his first. and we'll let the debate go. We're looking at that. We will get at least one debacle.
No trades, though. I don't want no trade. I don't want no projected trades.
They already debating this, the layout.
Projected trades. That's a bunch of garbage.
Big board just means the top players.
The top
Okay,
players.
so you're not gonna do like the picker. Okay, yeah.
Oh no, I'm just clarifying what that is. A mock
Yeah,
draft
big board means the player. I want to do a draft.
We'll do it. We're gonna do a mock draft. We're gonna do the mock draft because I like that. We're gonna make y'all do that.
Trades.
Not the big board. We're gonna do the mock draft. We're gonna do the mock draft.
How you gonna do a trade? How you gonna do a trade? We don't know what you trade. That makes no sense. Like
we'll debate with the strategies, but we're gonna do mock drafts because I don't. The big board make no sense to me.
No, you show both. You show your big board.
Like when we talk about drafts, let's talk about drafts.
You said
but
big board.
You show your big board.
I call the big board as the draft.
You don't like the big board?
Like the first round.
Okay.
I call that my big board.
Oh,
that's not Darnell's. It was good.
It's the first round.
Darnell's.
I call that a big board.
I'll bring that. Darnell was tight. I mean, Darnell.
We're not worried about anything after the first round. It's only for the dog.
Okay. You don't want to do like a top five at each position, like top five.
Nah, we'll come back to that. No, we will do that, but we want to look at. We want to take y'all through a mock draft, and then we'll do that. We'll go deep.
Mock draft, but no trades though. No trade. I don't want no trade.
All right. So we're going to get lawyers and attorneys together to work out the details.
Just no trades. I mean, that's how old school. Now all of a sudden, people want to be slick talking about a trade. I'm just like, I'm like, and what they trade, because I heard, like I said, talk show, they're talking about we're going to trade 8 picks for Deshaun Watson. They ain't trading 8 picks for Deshaun Watson. And if anyone does that, first of all, Goodell stopped the deal. That's a bad precedent. They don't 8. We're going to 3 1s and 3 2. Like, no. Like what? Like I said, they must be smoking something up in that CBS studio. I'm just like, I heard that dude. I was like, that dude need to be taken off, and he just sober him up because I heard he was straight face like 8 picks. I was just like, it'll be a bidding war. Like it'll be a bidding war for 3 picks. Yeah, it'll be no 8 picks. But yeah, you have to understand the way the cap is going down this year. They're gonna need picks because you have to get cheap labor. You can't.
Is the cap actually going down? Because what I
heard, the cap's not going. Schefter broke this down. The Dak Prescott deal is a foreshadowing that the cap is going to probably be much better because the TV deal went down. That's why the Dak Prescott.
No, what I heard was the actual salary floor is going up by $10 million.
Yeah, salary floor is going up because they want to make sure that people are spending money. That's the worst thing I can't stand about like baseball. There should be a salary floor in baseball. I mean, we talk about baseball today. So I'll give a little baseball for y'all. There should be a salary for it. It's embarrassing. You have these teams spend like $20 million. Like, no. And then they want people to come to their stadium. No. Yeah, I mean, if you give me a ticket, yeah, for free, I'll be in your stadium. Yeah. I mean, once you go to the pandemic, but I ain't paying my hard-earned money for it. And you got a $20 million payroll? Like, who you trying to hoodwink, man? I mean, unless they play in the Cubs, and I want the Cubs whoop on you, yeah, then I'll pay some tickets. But if I'm a fan and you got a salary floor that you ain't trying to compete, and you want me to come to your stadium, like don't insult me that way. Don't insult my intelligence that way.
All right, well let me go ahead, y'all. We will get to that. We're gonna drop the mic. We know we don't have Hank here, but I'll take this tonight. And
I was gonna take it, but that's okay.
You want to take it?
Yeah.
All right, then let me put the spotlight on you because I was gonna do some of the international, but I'm gonna put it on you, brother. All right, we're gonna put it on you.
Yeah, I want to drop the mic for Dak Prescott, Dakota Rain Prescott. Give him mad props for this. Is people need to listen. My man Dakota Rain Prescott believed in himself. Believed in himself when he was a 4th round pick. Believed in himself when the Dallas Cowboys wouldn't make a deal with him. Believed in himself when he had compound fracture and was crying in serious pain. But that's what you have to do is be like Dakota Rain Prescott. Be like Dak Prescott. Believe in yourself. I don't care what it is. If you're an educator, you're a firefighter, if you're, a politician, The key in life is believing yourself. And so that's what Dak Prescott showed you, people. That's why he got paid, because he looked in the mirror, he did the rehab, and he's like, I'm worth $160 million. I don't care what they say. They're not going to tell me that I was a failure in fourth round draft pick. They're going to tell me that I lucked out because of Tony Romo. I'm Dakota Rain Prescott. I'm Dak Prescott. I'm going to get my money. And that's what Dak Prescott did. And so y'all better realize that and use that for life. That when you believe in yourself, when you believe that you are worth what you're worth, then people are going to pay you what you're worth. People are going to treat you what you're worth. And that's the lesson that Dak Prescott taught us today, fellas. Peace out.